Hi, thanks for joining me. I want to talk about something related to my song. I had drafted a couple times. I drafted this song about looking through the glass, and it's more about envy. It was actually inspired by. I want to talk about more than the song itself. I want to talk about thoughts that inspired me to write this song. I want to talk about where I am right now. But the song itself, the working title was "Peering Through the Glass," and it's about my. It's about looking at my relatives and seeing them apparently progress faster in life, further in life, should say, than than I have been. And it's like that image that you have of, looking through the glass and seeing people at a party, and you wanna be in there with them at the party, and it's almost like you deserve to have a ticket. Um, people, maybe you know people in the party, and maybe you've done or are capable of a lot of the things that those people in the party are capable of doing, but you're just sealed out, you're ostracized. So I want to talk about that. Um, Immediately, what I want to update you on my internet capability. Um, my girlfriend gave me some money. I'd been donating money to her, and so she was able to help me back. Hi, thank you very much. Again, thank you very much. And my internet bill had been 259 and something cents, and it was due today, and I paid about a third of that. It's the only money I have. There's well, J.K. Rowling and Madonna, they're both famous for having stories, like kind of origin stories that have been probably hyped up quite a bit. The J.K. Rowling story, as I understand it, is she was down to practically welfare, and then she was able to sell a book, and then she became famous after that, popular after that, and then she didn't need welfare anymore. And with Madonna, she had like $18 or some dollars in her pocket, and she got a taxi cab or something, and she said, "Take me to the center of the city. Take me to the center of everything." And she was living in a an apartment. I don't know what's real and what's hyped up, rags to riches fairy tale, but I'm at the point now where I'm holding out. I'm really holding out for an update, an update on my state mental facility job. Um, I think I did a good interview. I've worked there before through a temp agency, and they said that they wouldn't know until after the month, until the end of the month. This is the end of the month. This is literally the final day of the month. Um, and the other job I could have started if I could guarantee that I could have internet service in August, and I couldn't do that. Um, and I left it open. This is feels really awkward being back like this, but so excuse me if I seem a little fidgety. I also I also had planned. I wanted to tell you about some videos I wanted to put up. I had one really exciting one. I'm drafting it right now and should be up this afternoon, like Eastern Standard Time, sometime past 4 o'clock. And it's really exciting for those of you who are interested in the Bible. This is not a preaching thing, but I looked at the actual Hebrew, and in Genesis, and then going on to Exodus. And what fascinated me, what made me feel so proud was that um, I wanted to understand the tree of knowledge of Tov and Ra, and what that not the English translation. I'm not dealing with the English translation at all. The actual Hebrew. And at some point, because of Adam and Eve, and I wanted to understand more about the nakedness and the eyes being opened. And there was a lot of Hebrew terminology that gets lost in English translation. And Yud He Vav He Elohim curses the ground, and then that comes up again. And I wanted to understand it from a narrative point of view, an author's point of view. Like, I wanted to understand it beyond a um just a collection of biblical stories just haphazardly thrown together. And I want to write a dissertation. I want to write a PhD. I want to write a book. And I had in mind perhaps going to my alma mater university for a master's degree. And while taking those classes in film, also take some prerequisite classes for a doctoral degree at Cornell. Um, I want to write a book, like a PhD dissertation about the structure of the Torah. Um, so Yud He Vav He Elohim curses the ground, and then it shows up again in the Cain and Abel story, and the ground is still cursed, and then it shows up again in the flood, and then there are two different paths, Elohim and Yud He Vav He, in that flood story. And what seemed to resolve, and I found what seemed to resolve the Garden of Eden story. It happens it's something that Noah does at the end of the flood story, and then that carries into the next one with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then that carries over into Moses. So that's the Torah, but it's not just haphazardly thrown together. I wanted to understand, like, you have this problem or this crisis, and then this resolves it, and then this resolves it, but it doesn't entirely resolve it because it shifts it, like a movie. Like, if you're watching a movie, it shifts it towards a new sequence where there's a further complication. And I'm proud of myself for having worked. I worked with Claude AI in drafting this, but I also had a conversation with Claude AI asking about these Hebrew terms, and I tense up. I hold back. I'm getting over that because a lot of people just don't seem to understand, or they're not acquainted. You can't appreciate the value of something until you appreciate how much work it entails, and the impact that it has. So I wanted to write an essay, and I'm working on that. I wanted to film myself reading the essay, um, and I don't know how long it is until I get work. I have my fourth wall site. Nobody's been buying my clothing. I thought I could devote the money from that to my other expenses, like keeping my internet stable, work my internet service connection connected. Um, so I connected with somebody, an associate professor at Cornell, who can do for free, as long as I have some kind of internet connection from home, and this microphone and so forth. Can do voice feminization lessons so that I can learn to sing better. I can be able to develop my music better. I mean, more skillfully. Um, I want to sell my music on physical media and on in digital format. and as Samantha Bahar, as a female impersonator. But my music is drawing from my own personal experiences. And I have several podcasts I want to set up further. This thing with paying for my services, my internet and phone and so forth has distracted me. But I have 5 different podcasts set up, and I have some scripts written for my, paranormal blind spot. I can, go over a little bit here, and read a little bit. I'm just gonna take something at random. Um, Roswell. I have Roswell, Travis Walton, Space Brothers, Men in Black, Majestic 12, Contactees, and, Betty and Barney Hill. Um, I wanna show you, for example, the teaser, New Mexico, 1947. A rancher picks up a scrap of debris from his sheep pasture, thin as foil, but he can't cut it, can't burn it. And when he crumples it in his fist and lets go, it springs back. So I have it's approximately 30 minutes runtime for this script, and I have it set up. I just need to it's if I just need to record them probably with Audacity, um, and it just feels like it's up in the air right now. Um, so there you go. There's my update. Please support my channel. I know things are tough. Um, and I want to go back to what I started off with in terms of peering through the glass. I have so much potential that hasn't been realized. I wanted to be a film director ultimately, and I wanted to write films. And now I want to also write music. My girlfriend has said, I'm going to get the job. Think positively. She says, if I put positivity out into the cosmos, that it will work out, and don't talk negatively. I'm much more of a realist. I feel like I did in my previous video, if you've seen that, this frustration I have. And I also want to reiterate something, that I have envy for a lot of people. I have envy for my relatives who are in New York City, who got opportunities apparently that I didn't have. I feel envy for those attractive women on YouTube that can just say, "Oh, I didn't know what I want to do with my life," or "I feel sad," or something, and they get like 5.1K views. And whereas I'm lucky if I get a few hundred. I'm ecstatic if I get a few hundred, like a couple, like 100 and something views. Um, and I don't know. I played by the rules. I was precocious. I was ambitious. I knew in childhood, I knew what I wanted to do in life. And so the reason why I put in the title, "Goodbye, Perhaps for a While," is I don't know my future when it comes to being able to do podcasts, to do episodes like this, or even have internet connection. I don't know if I'll be able to get a job, especially without the internet, and especially without phone line. I don't know what I'll be able to do, but just want to say this, and look forward to, if you do enjoy the Bible, or if you're curious, it's not going to be preachy. It's going to be a real a real academic. I don't want to say academic, because I'm going to be make it entertaining, but a fascinating, um, delving into the intricacies of the text. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Should be up later. Thanks. Bye.